Romelu Lukaku, you've gone from being the one and only savior, look who's back, to an absolute drama queen like I said initially. Romelu Lukaku confirms that he wants to leave Chelsea Football Club in a lovely manner that no one can refute. Then an article comes out which basically backs it up in full throttle. And more importantly, Koundé and Dembele apparently were not close to signing him, which is rubbish, and I'm going to explain to you why. Welcome to the Kavkas View, brother here. Welcome to another Chelsea Transfer News Daily. And in this situation, I have got 4 major stories for you. Number 1, regarding Romelu Lukaku and his future, and this will make every Chelsea fan's blood boil. Number 2, the update on Koundé and Dembele, because they're meant to be Chelsea players in the foreseeable future, but now articles are coming out which aren't adding up, and I will break those articles down into pieces and erase them. And finally, a very reliable source talks about how Dembele is at the forefront of trying to get Chelsea to sign Koulibaly. Let's get into it. Very interesting video. Let's do it. Peeps, I'm on holiday in Palma. I'm having a great time trying to get a tan. I struggle. But I'm sorry about the production levels on this video. You lot already know I come with an A1 lighting, good microphone, everything pinpoint, because you guys deserve the very best. But in this case, I haven't got a ring light, haven't got my mic. I'm working with a bare minimum. So I hope you lot appreciate that I'm giving you content while I'm on holiday, because I'm keeping up with it. So it doesn't mean you should be missing out with it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's aim for 1,000 likes, because we hit 30,000 views on the last video. What? I'm going to tell you now, fairy tales don't exist. And for anyone that believes in it, I'm about to ruin it for all of you, right? I'm ruining it. Like that guy says in the video. Very funny video. But Romelu Lukaku did this whole beautiful fiasco. I've got unfinished business. I need to come back to Chelsea. I need to play for this club again. I've got unfinished business. We heard 50,000 times. We saw footage of him when he's 16 saying one day he's going to score on this pitch. He wants to wear the t-shirt. He's been supporting Chelsea for a long time. But guess what is happening now? Romelu Lukaku wants out of Chelsea Football Club because Romelu Lukaku is not as good as Romelu Lukaku thought he was. Romelu Lukaku cannot adapt to the Thomas Tuchel system, and now he is plotting his way out of the club. Number 1, rumors have come out that his lawyer, like I said, was going to meet up with the Chelsea board to negotiate a deal. He ended up meeting with the Italian board, and they've negotiated a salary for him to go back. And the problem here arises, and this is what the issue is. 125,000 will be accepted, half of his wages that Inter can pay, meaning Chelsea will have to pay the other half. Inter are broke. They can't afford to finance this fee. So this fee will have to be a loan fee. And why does this have to be a loan fee? Because Inter Milan cannot afford to buy a £100 million player. Even if Chelsea sell him for £70 million, they've got financial difficulties. This cannot happen. So this deal will have to be structured simply. It'll have to be a loan with an option to buy or an obligation. It better be an obligation. I don't want to see none of this nonsense. And then Belgian journalist, really reputable, on international duty, asks Lukaku about his future. And what does Romelu Lukaku respond? Can't talk about it now. Big man, if you can't talk about it, why do you not just say the conventional answer that everyone should be saying? Why do you not just say the conventional answer? I'm happy at the club, I'm contracted to Chelsea Football Club for the next 4 years. Yet, you fuel speculation by adding oil on. I can't say nothing is like saying to your girlfriend when you go out at nighttime and don't come home at nighttime, did you stay at someone else's house? I can't say nothing. You basically given her evidence that you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. If you have a clean answer, you'll tell the answer. There is no need to say, I can't say nothing. Stupid answer, and all of a sudden, it fueled speculation. To make matters worse though, this is where it gets really interesting. The Telegraph released an article last night, and this article is very interesting. So it comes out that Chelsea are not going to sell Romelu Lukaku unless the deal absolutely suits them. So unless Inter Milan are willing to pay 20 million euros up front for the loan, and then there's a nice obligation with payments across structured 3 years, Chelsea aren't doing no business. So now Lukaku could be in a situation where he's stuck at Chelsea. And more information comes out, which I believe is imperative to this whole situation. Thomas Tuchel is hurt by the interview that Romelu Lukaku did. And more importantly, Tuchel is mistrusted now. He doesn't trust him and doesn't believe he can commit in him because Romelu said he had an unfinished business at the club. And all of a sudden, Romelu went and came out, did an unnecessary interview, and now is forcing his way out of the club, which adds up. And I'm going to break this down in a calm, collected way. I'm very hard to stay calm, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to break it down in as collected way as possible. Number 1, does Romelu Lukaku have the right to ask to leave? Yes, he does. It's not gone as planned. It's a World Cup year. He is getting to the final phase of his career. He needs to be playing football on a weekly basis. We all agree on that. Number 2, should Chelsea have ever signed Romelu Lukaku? No. Chelsea should have never signed him because it was a panic buy. Number 3, and this is the biggest one. Does Romelu Lukaku's ego believe he is good enough to be Chelsea's main man and the team should be built around? Yes, but that shouldn't happen. Lukaku loves the drama. He loves being the center of attention. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. I actually don't think there is anything wrong. He's a sportsman who is very successful at his career. In his industry, he's one of the best. Whether that says anything to you about the level of the number 9s we have in the world right now, he's in the top 10. To be the top 10 at something in the world, you must be amazing at it. He is an amazing striker. He just doesn't fit Chelsea Football Club. And the problem with Lukaku is not enough to be an amazing striker. He wants to be the centerpiece. He wants to be always in conversation. And this is identified by numerous occasions at Chelsea Football Club. When he joined, there was a big parade. Look who's back. Lukaku is back. Then there was another spectacle where he just does an interview out of the blue discussing his dear love to Inter Milan. Why are you doing that when you've just joined the club? He can't wait to play for them again. Now he's on transfer duty, international duty, and he openly goes, I can't comment. By saying I can't comment, dude, you're adding fuel to the fire. He likes this attention, and that's the sad reality. And the thing is, for me, we need to get him out of the club. That's my rant over. I hope you lot enjoyed that rant and are up to date with the nonsense that's coming out. On to more news. So now all of a sudden we're getting into a phase of people discrediting journalists and discrediting individuals for doing their job. So E.S. Grimes, she is a very reputable journalist. And in my opinion, she openly comes out with stories so ahead of the curve and she calls them. And every now and then, journalists get things wrong. Because the way football works is things go wrong. Things fluctuate to the point that sometimes it doesn't work out. And deals change last minute. So people now will be using that last minute change against her. And I think that's totally wrong. If you want people to give us journalistic news where they go and investigate or they get told by their sources news, then you can't shit on them every time something goes slightly wrong. So this is where the issue is. She's already said Dembele is done. Monday, deal has been placed. And people are getting angry because Adam from Football London said no deal's been placed for Koundé. They've been having discussions and the deal for Dembele is not done. People are trying to be first. Let me explain to you the difference between the two. No disrespect to Football London. They're not very reputable. I don't trust their journalistic skills. They're very good at post-match commentary or post-match press conferences, pre-match press conference notes, very good at that. But transfer news, I don't go to them. I don't believe they're very reputable at what they do. Their sources suck. And more importantly, with Grimes, she has got, in my opinion, very reputable sources. And the reason she has that is because her track record speaks for it. If she says the Dembele deal is done, we have to wait and see if the Dembele deal is done. If she says the Koundé bid is in, we have to wait and see when this bid is in. But at this moment in time, as of what she's saying, I'm going with her. I'm not going with Football London. Football London's reporting, for me, is not perfect. You guys can believe in it as much as you want, but we have to be patient. The window's not even open yet, and people are panicked. I don't understand what's going on. Now, on to a more calmer story, because I've really noticed I've actually been chatting a lot of angry shit in this video. But on a more calm basis, Dembele is pushing for Chelsea to sign a new centre-back. And this centre-back is someone that is very good. This centre-back is arguably one of the best in the world. He's on the right age of late 20s. He is experienced. He's a leader. He is absolutely quality with his feet, and he is great in the air. Super built, super strong, quick and smart. All characteristics I would want in my centre-back. Koulibaly is being linked with Chelsea. So unless you've been living under a rock, Koulibaly has been in a death row contract. Koulibaly is not being able to go anywhere unless it costs 100 million euro. That's what De Laurentiis, the chief executive of Napoli, has been saying. You want Koulibaly, you're paying for one of the best centre-halves in the world. You're paying 100 M's. And the guy's been priced out of booze over and over and over again. And Dembele is actively saying he's been telling Koulibaly no to Barcelona, no to PSG, No to Arsenal. The club you need to go to is Chelsea. This is the place for you. Number one, shout out to Dembele for scouting us good players. Evidently, our scouts can't be doing that. And number two, I would love this signing. This signing speaks volumes. This signing is a statement signing. Look, in a window where you lose Christensen, potentially Aspi, and now you lost Rudiger, you cannot replace him with Koundé, Trevor Chalobah, Levi Colwill, because it is too inexperienced. I love those players. Every single one of those players, I believe, has a future at Chelsea Football Club. Yet, I do not believe that Chelsea Football Club need to be dependent on youngsters only. You need experience around youngsters. Why did we win the Champions League? Jorginho, Kante, Thiago Silva, rocks. Rudiger, rock. Experienced rocks. Pivotal to Chelsea's spine. You have sprinkled around with some youth of Kai Havertz, Reece James, Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and all of a sudden it grows and blossoms into something special. You need to give the youngsters an opportunity, but at the same time you need to give them the right assets around them. Leadership capabilities. Experience is vital, and Koulibaly could be essential to Chelsea's future success. Whether Chelsea go and pay the 40 million euros, I don't know. Chelsea can get this deal done. Koulibaly's got a year left on his deal, and Napoli have to sell. I would hate for this deal to be one of those where he ends up going to a PSG because Chelsea never even bid for it. So I hope this is wrong. I hope Chelsea sign Koulibaly. But hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and like I said, I want to apologize for the production levels in this video, but things will get better when I'm back on the 10th. Peace out. I'm out. Ciao, amigos.